Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to work on these 4 smaller pages. Since these pages are all going to be exactly the same and they're going to be journaling spots, I'm going to make them all at one time in a mass production. So I'm starting with 3" by 5.5" black cardstock, and I'm just going to cover both sides. So I'm putting down the cardstock and then I'm trimming the edges. I figured it would be easier if I just put cardstock on one side of each sheet and then punched all my holes, and then put cardstock on the other side of each sheet and then punched all my holes. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. So that's all finished. I've done all 4 of them. And now I'm going to punch holes in all 4 and add cardstock to the other side of each. And I got smart and I used one of the sheets as a guide and used my crocodile to punch holes in all of the cardstock sheets at the same time. So now I just have to line them up and trim the edges. If you are going to be recreating this project, I would recommend doing that first with all 8 of the cardstock sheets, and that'll save you even more time. Now that I have finished covering the smaller chipboard pieces in black cardstock, I'm going to use some decorative edge scissors to trim around the scenic route grid paper that you see here. And basically I just cut 3" by 5.5" sheets of this paper and then trimmed the excess with some decorative edge scissors. And now I'm inking the edges in Colorbox Orchid, and I'm going to be sticking them all down. And with these, because they're kind of an odd shape and not perfectly square, I didn't feel comfortable punching all the holes all at once. So I'm actually going to punch the holes as I go, just to make sure that I don't have holes too close to the decorative edge or anything like that. So that's what it looks like, and I'm going to do that 3 more times. And I cut the papers 2 at a time, so that went a little bit faster. And now I'm inking the very last one. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to glue the grid paper to the front of each chipboard sheet, punch all the holes, glue another sheet of the grid paper to the back, and punch all the holes, and then I'll be done with these journaling spots. So I'm going to skip ahead now to the next page in the book. Okay, so there's the journaling spot, the completed journaling spot. And now I'm doing the next page, which is going to be a pocket page. So I'm just putting adhesive all over the back of this blue pattern paper scrap, and I'll burnish it with the bone folder and then trim it and punch my holes, of course. And now I'm going to get ready to ink the edges with this distress ink. I'm going to ink all around the blue, as you see there. Gives it a nice soft look. And now I'm going to make a pocket with this piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to fold the edge over. I like that look on pockets. And now I'm going to get a decorative paper, and I'm going to figure out where I need to cut the paper, I'm actually going to fold up using the ruler as an edge. So now the page is folded, I know where to trim. So I've trimmed it. Now I'm going to put adhesive all over the back. and glue it down. And I'm just going to burnish that fold again with my bone folder. I've burnished it a couple times, but it doesn't seem to be sticking. Using another scrap of that same decorative paper to add some paper to the flap. So I've glued it down, and now I'm going to trim the excess. And I'm going to ink all of the edges of the pocket in the same black distress ink as the rest of the page. I'm adding a brad to the corner of the pocket, and then I'm going to put glue dots on the back of the pocket flap and fold it down. I also put glue dots on the 3 edges of the pocket where I don't want it to open, so the bottom and the 2 sides. And I'm going to burnish the glue dots really well with a bone folder. Now I'm just putting adhesive all over the back of this tag, and just to give it some extra weight, I'm going to stick it to this piece of cardstock, and I'm cutting out the tab or the hole, and I'm just going to use my scissors to make a mat. I now want to add some ribbon, so what I'm doing is I'm piercing through the paper, and I'm also poking a hole through both sides of the ribbon. Then I put a brad through the front of the ribbon, then I'll put the brad through the paper itself, and then I'll close the brad around the back of the ribbon. So I'm just opening the prongs of the brad here to hold the ribbon down. And I'm also going to use glossy accents to keep the edges of the ribbon from fraying. And now I've decided I want to put a journaling spot on the back, but having the ribbon back there is making it bulky. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take this dimensional tape and I'm going to put it all over the back. You see there? And then I'm going to put the grid paper down over it so she'll still be able to write because it's a flat surface. Adding some rub-ons to the journaling spot just to make it a little bit prettier, dress it up a little bit. It is for a wedding gift, so wanted to make it a little more romantic, and it was looking a little stark. Then I thought I might want to add a rub-on to the tag, so I got out this rub-on that says Forever, and I added it to the top of the tag. I'm just putting the tag inside, and then the pocket looked a little plain, so I'm going to add this rub-on to the pocket. It says Remember, and it has white flourishes. Just putting that down, and this page is done, and I'll bring it a little closer here so you can see the rub-on there, and the pocket is fully functional, and there's the back of the, and that's it. So thanks for watching.